Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jai Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Radha Madhav ki Jai, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 19, Text 31. Maitreya Vacha Evam Hiranyaksham Asahya Vikramam Evam Hiranyaksham Asahya Vikramam Sasadayitva Harir Adi Sukara Sasadayitva Hari Adi Sukara Jagama Lokam Svam Akhanditotsavam Jagama Lokam Svam Akhanditotsavam Samidita Pushkara Vistaradibhi Samidita Pushkara Vistaradibhi Evam Hiranyakshamasahya Vikramam Evam Hiranyakshamasahya Vikramam Sasadayitva Hariradi Sasadayitva Hariradi Sukara Jagamalokam Swamakhanditotsavam Jagamalokam Swamakhanditotsavam Samedita Pushkara Vistaradibhi Samedita Pushkara Vistaradibhi Maitreya Vacha Shri Maitreya said, Evam thus Hiranyaksha Asahya Vikramam very powerful Saha the Lord Sadayitva after killing Hari the Supreme Personality of Godhead Adi Sukara the origin of the boar species Jagama returned Lokam to his abode Svam his own Akhandita uninterrupted Utsavam festival Samidita being praised Pushkara Vistara lotus seat by Lord Brahma whose seat is a lotus Adibhi and the others. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Maitreya continued. After thus killing the most formidable demon Hiranyaksha, the Supreme Lord Hari, the origin of the boar species, returned to his own abode, where there is always an uninterrupted festival. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma. The Lord spoke of here. The Lord is spoken of herewith as the origin of the boar species. As stated in the Vedanta Sutra 112, the absolute truth is the origin of everything. Therefore, it is to be understood that all 8,400,000 species of bodily forms originate from the Lord, who is always Adi, or the beginning. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna addresses the Lord as Adyam, or the original. Similarly, in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord is addressed as Adi Purusham, the original person. Indeed, in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, the Lord himself declares, Matta sarvam pravartate, from me everything proceeds. In this situation, the Lord assumed the shape of a boar to kill the demon Hiranyaksha and pick up the earth from the Garbha ocean. Thus he became Adi Sukara, the original boar. In the material world, a boar or pig is considered most abominable. But the Adi Sukara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was not treated as an ordinary boar. Even Lord Brahma and the other demigods praised the Lord's form as a boar. This verse confirms the statement in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord appears as he is from his transcendental abode for the sake of killing the miscreants and saving the devotees. By killing the demon Hiranyaksh, he fulfilled his promise to kill the demons and always protect the demigods headed by Brahma. The statement that the Lord returned to his own abode indicates that he has his own particular transcendental residence. Since he is full of all energies, he is all pervasive in spite of his residing in Golok Vrindavan. Just as a sun, although situated in a particular place within the universe, is present by its sunshine throughout the universe. Although the Lord has his particular abode in which to reside, he is all-pervasive. Impersonalists accept one aspect of the Lord's features, the all-pervasive aspect, but they cannot understand his localized situation in his transcendental abode, where he is always engaged in fully transcendental pastimes. Especially mentioned in this verse is the word akhanditotsavam. Utsava means pleasure. Whenever some function takes place to express happiness, it is called utsava. Utsava, the expression of complete happiness, is always present in the Vaikuntha Lokas, the abode of the Lord, who is worshipable even by demigods like Brahma, to say nothing of other, less important entities such as human beings. The Lord descends from his abode to this world, and therefore he is called Avatara, which means one who descends. Sometimes Avatara is understood to refer to an incarnation who assumes a material form of flesh and bone. But actually, Avatar refers to one who descends from higher regions. The Lord's abode is situated far above this material sky, and he descends from that higher position. Thus, he is called Avatar. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadahmayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Sri Maitreya continued, after thus killing the most formidable demon Hiranyaksha, the Supreme Lord Hari, the origin of the boar species, returned to his abode, where there is always an uninterrupted festival. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma. So actually, I was very happy to get this verse. This is a very special verse, a very wonderful one. All verses are most wonderful. And this one is particularly very wonderful because this one speaks about the Lord returning to his own abode. And it's describing that abode as a place where there's an uninterrupted festival. So, Prabhupada, in many places, he says that how Krishna consciousness is an uninterrupted festival. Why? Because the spiritual world is an uninterrupted festival. It's full of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, full of happiness. And therefore, there's no stoppage, there's no break in the festival. Just like here, we have the Janmashtami festival, and it goes on for 3 days or sometimes even a week in different temples. There's a certain duration of time where the Janmashtami festival takes place. And after 3 or 4 days, everyone is really exhausted. It's like, oh, thank God the festival is over. During the festival, we enjoy it so much, but once it's over, we're all like, taking rest. And we don't want to see another festival for another month, right? This is because of our material consciousness. But if we want to enter into the spiritual world, then Prabhupada many times he said this material world is like a training ground for the spiritual world. So if we want to enter into the spiritual world, we always need to be living in the festival of Krishna consciousness. We always, for us, in order to practice, just so we were ready to go, just so we know that we're ready to go, every day for the devotee should be a festival in Krishna consciousness. And this is why Prabhupada actually said this, that in Krishna consciousness, there are so many festivals. He said, pretty much speaking, every day is a festival. You open the Vaishnava calendar, like the Christians, they have like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, maybe like 3 or 4 in the whole year, right? But you open our Vaishnava calendar, there's at least 50 festivals, 50. This appearance day, that disappearance day. And one may think, what is the need? Because this is our training for going to the spiritual world. Now, of course, in the spiritual world, we have a spiritual body. So we can't, in this material world, we can't work nonstop or serve nonstop, I should say, like we can in the spiritual world in a physical way, right? We cannot like be cooking every single day, cleaning and decorating the temple and decorating the deities every single day, because our material body needs some rest. However, the more we engage in Krishna consciousness, that material body becomes spiritualized, and we see that advanced devotees of the Lord, every day they are, engaged and they're okay, right? Just like to give a similar, like a comparison, like just a metaphor example. It's of course different, but similar in certain ways. Just like we go for Mangal Arati 1 or 2 days, and then the next day it was like, oh, I need a break. I need to sleep in today. I'm so tired. And you'll see on the altar, Dhananjay Prabhu or the pujaris in general, they're there every single day. It's no problem. Their life, their whole body becomes transformed and their consciousness is transformed. So the bodily challenges don't appear as big challenges to them in the way that they do to me, right? So because the consciousness has changed, matter follows mind. The mind has changed, so the matter also, the body also changes. And what is impossible for us before becomes possible for us. Like when I would travel with my Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he on a regular basis, on a daily basis, he would sleep 2 to 3 hours a day. And it's maybe surprising, but it's not surprising because Anuttara Prabhu was reading that verse. He spoke on that verse at, I think, Sanatan Prem Prabhu's home, that the ideal devotee sleeps, Prabhupada says, 2 hours a day. So we have many ideal devotees in our movement, and they reach that platform. And because he was sleeping 2 or 3 hours a day, his capacity was so much. He could do Mangal Arati, then he would do Shringar Arati, then he would come in the evening and do, plus he would do, 20 meetings a day. He would do 3 programs a day. He would do more in one day than I would do in a month, right? He would accomplish more in one day than I would do in 1 month. So right now our bodies are material, so we cannot participate in that uninterrupted festival. But as we advance in Krishna consciousness, as we progress in Krishna consciousness, and our body becomes more and more spiritualized, then we can participate in that uninterrupted festival. If not physically, then at least mentally. That festival, the joy of Krishna consciousness, will be there every single day. Just like another very nice example is His Holiness Romapad Swami Maharaj, that when he visits for a week, all of us, many of us, we do a marathon and we're going to his programs every day for a week. And if his trip gets extended, then it's like we start to phase out. Like, it's like we can't keep up with the marathon, because how do you attend classes with our all the things that are going on? How do you attend classes in the morning and in the evening every day? And I was thinking, and so generally, even in a short duration, I skip one class, either the morning class or the evening class, and try to attend one class every day. But I was thinking that we just have to go and attend. Like, I'm just going there and attending. And, half the time I fall asleep or something, my mind, just somehow attending it. But I was thinking, Maharaj is giving classes twice a day. Like, there's a whole different level of, you could say, intensity and exhaustion when you give a class. So he's giving class every morning and every evening, and also preparing for those classes, and also traveling, and also, so that is the festival every single day, right? And here in Naperville, especially because we have so many visiting sadhus, we have the opportunity actually to live in that festival. And we see actually it's so joyful. Like, everything about Krishna consciousness is so wonderful. It's like, first Maharaj comes, then Anuttara Prabhu came, and we had nice programs with him. Then we had Sunday feast program. Then, there's book distribution, Sankirtan. We, do a festival there, Harinam festival. There's opportunity for a festival every day. And this is the opportunity that Prabhupada gave us through his movement. He gave us this opportunity so that we could actually bring the spiritual world here, live that life of the spiritual world here in this material world. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his song Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu, he actually writes that these festivals, these occasions, are the mother of devotion. These festivals are not just for festival's sake or for preaching's sake for others, but they revive our love for Krishna. They're the mother of devotion. And especially the devotees who are oftentimes working so hard to put on these festivals or participate in these festivals or cook for these festivals, they are getting so much benefit, because these festivals are special mercy moments, mercy days. Every day should be a festival, Prabhupada said, but on these days, the Lord and his devotees are especially kind. So they give us a very important boost in our spiritual life, and they break open something that is maybe not opening, it's closed. And they're giving us that access to a higher position that would normally take us many lifetimes, but in one festival, we are moving to the next stage because of the mercy of the acharyas, right? Let's say it's Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. Observing his appearance day, Prabhupada becomes very merciful on that day. Just like if someone comes to your home, you may give them a nice glass of water and you give them, some cookies to eat. But if they come on your home on your birthday, then you might even give them an iPhone, right? You might give them a very big gift because they came on your birthday. Rich people, especially on their birthday, they give big, big gifts to people. So Krishna is the most wealthiest person. And on his birthday, when we celebrate it and Janmashtami is coming, then Krishna becomes very merciful, because these are the access points that he's given. Just like Krishna consciousness can be developed everywhere and anywhere. But specific places in the world, like the Holy Dham, they are like hot plates. Like you have a stove it's warm everywhere, but where that circle is, the hot plate, there it's burning. So if you put your finger there, you immediately experience the fire. In the same way, so many places there's Krishna consciousness is easily practiced, but especially in the Dham, there the access is there, and we can immediately access Krishna's mercy and experience his mercy. So that song says the holy places and the holy days, these are mothers of devotion. They give us bhakti. And especially for those of us in the more neophyte stages, these are very important. And then, of course, we need our regular practice, because otherwise we go up and down. We need we need to stay consistently then on that consciousness. Just like after a week of attending Krishna Katha or some classes, we notice that our mind is like on a different level. And you almost get attached to it. Like, I want to stay in this spiritual consciousness. Like all of you can share also. Like you listen morning, evening classes, Maharaj, like, and you listen to the stories, and you start to think the content of your thoughts, even during the day, start to become on what's being talked about in the story. You start, whereas normally you're thinking about your home and your car and all these things, but during that time you start actually thinking of Krishna, and you think, oh, actually, like this is very interesting. And then when they leave, then it goes back down again. So in the Madhurya Kadamani, it says this is the stage of Ghanatarala, where Ghanatarala is a stage of bhakti that we all go through. It's fired up, and this is the way my Bhakti Shastri teachers explained it. It's fired up, bummed out. Fired up, bummed out. So we become very enthusiastic with Krishna consciousness, and then when we're out of that association, we lose it. And then we become very excited, and then we lose it. And that stage is a natural stage, but then we try to increase the up part and decrease the low point. And then when we are able to remove that low point and do it every day, then that's the stage of nishtha. That's the stage of being fixed, where devotion is not wavering up and down. It's established. It's fixed in Krishna consciousness. So here in this verse is being described that how the Lord returned to his abode where there's an uninterrupted festival. And Prabhupada in the purport then finally is pointing out that when the Lord descends, then he descends in his self-same body, avatar. Avatar actually doesn't mean incarnation. People say, oh, avatar means incarnation. No, it's not the Lord incarnating. We say that, we use that word, but it's not the Lord incarnating in a physical form. No, it is avatar. It's the Lord avatar, the Lord descending. He descends in the self-same body. So the Mayavadis, they think that Krishna, when he comes, he takes a physical form. The Mayavadis also think that his associates like Srimati Radharani are ordinary souls like us, who are pure devotees, but they're living beings like us. They're not his internal energy. Actually, Mirabai, she sang beautiful songs about Krishna, and beautiful, wonderful songs. She was also a follower of Jiva Goswami. She is a great devotee of the Lord, but Srila Prabhupada did not allow us to sing Mira songs in the temple. In our devotional practice, he didn't allow us to sing Mira songs. In the Vaishnava books, you won't find Mira songs. Maybe one that's like a very simple one, but in general, he did not allow, because she, in her songs, is sometimes competing with Srimati Radharani. She's, acting like she's the equal of Srimati Radharani. And Prabhupada said that was Mayavad, because that is bringing, Mayavad means bringing the Lord to a human level. The Mayavadis say that when Brahman comes in human form, then he becomes human. But avatar means, no, when the Lord comes, then the Lord stays in his transcendental level. The same thing is true of his devotees, that if we make Srimati Radharani, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba as equal to us, then that is also Mayavad. if we make them into ordinary jivas, they are not Krishna, but they're also not ordinary jivas. Srimati Radharani is Krishna's internal potency. They are special. They are Radharani is Krishna's actual energy. She's his Hladini Shakti. Same way we find that this is where we differ from the Sri Sampradaya and also the Madhva Sampradaya. Both of them, we differ because they see Srimati Radharani as a jiva, and we disagree. We say no, she's not a jiva. That's why Radha and Krishna are both transcendental. They're completely spiritual, and this is why on their altar, like in the Madhva temples, you'll see only Krishna is there, because the reason only Krishna is there is because Srimati Radharani is considered to be a jiva, an elevated jiva, but she's still a jiva. But our tradition says that the Lord and all of his energies, Shaktis, which Srimati Radharani is his Hladini Shakti, his first, foremost, and Radha and Krishna are one and the same. They are 100% transcendental, and they never take upon a human body. When they descend, then they descend in their self-same body. So that is the meaning of avatar, that the Lord is a descending in his self-same body, and then the Lord is returning in his self-same body. The whole Krishna and his entourage, when they come here, they're doing a festival here. And then the whole party goes back to the spiritual world. And there they're doing a festival there. Right? So there's only one festival going on. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's in the spiritual world. But that festival never ends. And Krishna's pastimes, they never end. They never change also. They just become manifest or unmanifest. Just like Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, in India today, are going on, but we cannot see them. Now they become unmanifest on this planet, on this sort of sphere, but they're manifest to the eyes of the devotees, and they're manifest in the spiritual world. So we can join that unending festival. That's our hope. That's a practice of bhakti. It's to revive our memory of that festival. The flowers, the incense, the reason we smell them is because they revive our memory that this is what a spiritual flower is like. The chanting, the dancing that we do, oh, this is what a spiritual festival is like. And that festival, and Prabhupada says in one place, he says in the Nectar of Devotion, he says that the only way that we can counter the nightclubs and the dance clubs, and Prabhupada says the naked dance shows, he even says that, he's very explicit. He says the only way we can counter the movies, the cinema songs, he gives a whole list, is he says, with beautiful temples, lavish deity worship, and big festivals. So in the material world, they have their bars, and there's a party going on there. How do we get people to stop going there and coming to Krishna? That our party, Krishna's party, is even better than theirs. And that Krishna festival is so nice. The food is so good. The atmosphere is so beautiful. The dancing is so nice. The music is so nice. The worship is so nice that people come and engage in Krishna's festival. And I actually remember, I'll just end with this, that when I was a student in England, then there, I wasn't living in the dorm, but I was part of a college and everything like that. And so all the students would go to, a bar or some party at in the evening. And I would not go naturally. We were, staying, the devotees were staying in a separate place. A few of us, we had a house like that. And, but I would go once a week to the Bhaktivedanta Manor in England. And there, I remember in the manor, there's such a festival every Sunday. And sometimes in the morning also we would go, like Saturday, Sunday, it was about an hour away. And when I would go there, I would feel completely satisfied. Like during the week, I would sometimes think, oh, they're going out having fun, who knows what they're doing. Like some curiosity was there, some feeling of a lack of belonging was there. But when I would go to the temple, then the devotees were so nice. It was so colorful. It was so warm and loving the atmosphere. The food was so good. everything was so good about it that I would think, this is my party, this is my group. This is so much better than what they have outside. Like, once or twice when I saw from a distance, sort of peered, and you saw that these bars were so dark and cold, and people are so miserable, and foul smell, um, and our Bhaktivedanta Manor, it was just, England is a cold place, right? Cold, wet place, so very dark and damp. But the temple was so nice. It was like there's no comparison. It's so nice. So especially our temples have to be oases for people, where when they come, they feel welcome, they feel wanted, because they have every reason not to come. Everything in the material world is pulling them away. Being a devotee is swimming against the current. Current is going this way. You're being a devotee. You're swimming in the opposite direction, against the current, Prabhupada said. So every reason they have. And finally, somehow or the other, they've come to Krishna. They've come to Krishna's this temple. And if the temple and Krishna's devotees are not welcoming them, not embracing them, not including them, then where do they have to go? How will they survive in their Krishna consciousness? So this is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood and mission to invite everyone, to welcome everyone, and in this way give people that alternative where they can get away from the cinemas and the great attractions for these things. These things are very attractive. Who doesn't want to go and watch a 2-hour movie in a big cinema? But to get them away from that attraction to Krishna by giving them the higher taste. So I'll stop here. If there's any comments or questions, we can discuss now. Sorry for going. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Nice class. So how how our every day, right, in Krishna consciousness, the way Prabhupada made the our program is like a festival. I mean, it has all the components of the festival, right? I mean,
Yes,
getting together devotees. I mean, starting from morning till the evening, if somebody can do all those things, it's like a festival every day. So
yes,
especially when a saintly person visits, of course, we all have that festival mood. So
yes,
it's only in this material world. I mean, what about in the spiritual world? Of course, it is a festival. Every action, every activity. Thank you,
yes.
Prabhu. But I was thinking about these forms like Varaha and Matsya. Are
Mm,
they like eternal forms, Prabhu? Like Mohini Murti and all, right? I mean, they are not like eternal forms. What
mm.
about the Varaha and Matsya forms? I trying to recollect something
Ah,
because
um,
there's
yes,
incarnation here also, right? I mean, appearing.
yes,
So that's why I was asking.
yes. Yeah. So I mean, uh, yes, I read that like Mohini Murti Krishna says is not an eternal form, right? It's Krishna transforming to Mohini Murti for some time, and then it's not an eternal form. But Varahadev is a eternal form. There's deities of him in Vrindavan,
Mm.
different deities, Shveta and white and black, I think, Varahadev. So they are eternal forms. So only certain forms they manifest, and that's like, even that form is eternal in one sense, because spirit means eternal. Spirit
Mm.
means eternal. Somewhere or the other, Krishna's Mohini Murti, but it's not eternal in the sense that it's not it's not one of the eternal forms of Krishna that's worshipped, that's in the spiritual world, that has its own abode. But spirit means Satchid Ananda, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So Krishna's every pastime is eternal. Prabhupada explains. Anything Krishna does, if he eats a rasgulla, it's eternal, because it's not limited by time.
Mm.
But it's hard for us to understand. But yeah, so eternal in the sense that there's no,
Mm.
um, no permanent vigraha in some ways, but still spiritual and eternal.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's my understanding. So maybe this is something we can clarify with Maharaj. But That's a good question. Nice point.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Wonderful this thing. You talked about the festival which goes on with no interruptions. Actually, when we read about Tirupati, the description is Nitya, Pachatoranam Nitya Kalyanam. What it means is, these green leaves of mango we tie on the doors. It's done every day without any interruption. And Nitya Kalyana. Kalyana is actually can mean two things. In colloquial language, Kalyana means marriage, but it's not really marriage. It's auspiciousness. It is festivities. So the Lord is continuously enjoying festivals. And the other reason why they use that word there is because every day there is, Srinivas Kalyana that is, done. So, like you said, starting from early in the morning, like 4 o'clock or something like that, until late in the evening, there is one or the other festivities going on. And just want to bring that, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you for that example. Also in the Jagannath temple in Jagannath Puri, it said that the Lord's lips and fingers should never be dry. So they are continuously offering him prasad. So one offering is done, then at that time the next offering starts. Then offering is here, then Artik is there. Then Artik stops and there's there. So on all of these original temples of the Lord, this was actually the idea. You're right. This was
Yeah,
the
thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Anything else? Kiran Mataji, Rahel.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, it was really nice. Very, very simple and very to the point. I was just, when I hear the classes, I kind of look at myself on it, and I was feeling bad that I need to make more efforts to be able to take the nectar from, the saintly persons that come to our our temple. It's all about the dedication. Yeah, I hear it remotely, but then presence, hearing it in presence and attending these festivals in presence is very important for our nourishment. So I was just trying to apply that maybe I need to work hard on it.
Well, actually, when I was speaking about cooking for Krishna so much continuously, I was actually thinking of you. I saw you on the call. How you are always in every festival, doing so much seva, so much. Yes.
No, Prabhuji, we all try, but yeah, just in general, like I think it's important that we take advantage of. You never know, what like strikes to the mind and takes us beyond. So hoping to practice that. But very nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we all need to try harder to take more and more advantage of this nectar and of the glorifications of the Lord. And that's the beauty of Krishna consciousness, that there's so much nectar in every aspect, in every way. Whichever way one is attracted to, there's so much nectar. Yes. Okay. Anything else? I guess we can end here. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.